It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
So good to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit its stride. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Dallas Mavericks. Well, for the Mavericks, playing above 500 in the last few weeks, not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. Tonight, the fans getting a chance to enjoy watching Tony Parker, who came into the league as a speedster point guard, but now as a veteran, Kenny, he's evolved into just one of the best team leaders on the floor.
Unbelievable that he still has the same amount of speed at his age that he does now. I mean, and then the floater. He's probably the best in the last decade at shooting that shot. Used to be called a runner, now it's a floater, but he's the best at it.
Yes, he's the best at the floor. Not really a great shooter, but an efficient shooter. Career field goal percentage under 50%. I agree, Kenny, with everything you said. Guy still has a lot of speed.
Oh, I appreciate you, Shaq.
Très bien, mes amis. That's French for here's Kevin Harlan.
No, it isn't.
Only French I know is fries.
Or toast.
Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, Andrew Bogut. He's a guy getting integrated right now, still settling in with his new team.
That trade is something that has the staff, players, and fans excited. They think it may be the piece of the puzzle necessary to get over the proverbial hurdle.
And with good reason. I mean, we're talking about one of the very best we have in our league, and you have to think he'd help any team.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Harrison Barnes is out there with Nowitzki. Then there's Darren Williams. Then it's Bogut, and it's Matthews in at the shooting guard.
You know, one of the unsung things about Danny Green is his team defense. I mean, he flies around that end of the court, and his instincts usually put him in the right position to make a play.
The feed to Bogut. Back to Williams. Nowitzki with the screen on Parker. Screen by Bogut. Here's Nowitzki. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, getting back to Danny Green, he has an unusually good knack at doubling down in the block. Then if the ball is kicked outside, he's still able to get out to the shooter and run him off the spot. You don't talk about his defense that much, but I'll tell you who does. Greg Popovich.
That's a great point, Kevin. And you also see Green come up with some timely weak side blocks, strips. He'll jump in passing lanes. He's a sneaky important part of what they do on the defensive end.
Free throw good, Nowitzki. The big change last year for the Mavs came when they traded for Rajon Rondo. It looked to be the missing piece for him, Clark, but boy, it just never seemed to come together.
You just don't know. Trades are always risky. You don't know how they're going to work out, and I give credit to ownership for talking to the players to see what they thought about the trade before they actually made the deal.
Both good from the line that time.
And things just didn't really work out with Rondo here with the Mavs. Missed a lot of games and at times clashed with that coaching staff.
Parker's shot is off. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Outside Williams. Pass to Matthews. Just 4 to shoot. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
And, you know, they said it was the injury, but you have to suspect the Mavs just shut him down in the playoffs. They took a big swing and missed with Rondo in acquiring him, but I think you have to give him credit for at least taking the risk.
Now here's Williams. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. Outside Matthews. Fades and shoots, and that one's good.
Kevin, gorgeous fadeaway there. I mean, that's one way to beat some tight defense.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
From 12 feet out. Makes a big height bounce and goes in.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Parker against Williams. And there's the pass to Bogut. Back to Williams. The 9-foot shot. That's good from Nowitzki on the assist from Williams. 6 points for Nowitzki.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Gasol is screen on Williams. And Parker, here we go. A nice shot by Gasol.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Williams with the ball. It's Nowitzki, top of the key. Matthews, no one around him. That three off the mark. And the call will be against Darren Williams. That is his first foul of the game. Here is Parker. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Outside Aldridge. Shot from 16, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. The Mavericks leading. Outside Williams. Down low. Here's Bogut. He feeds it to Nowitzki. Rebounded by the Spurs. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
You would have thought that things could not have been more dramatic after regulation ended like it did, but the way they won that in overtime, wow.
Yeah, that game came down to the wire twice. So many clutch plays and moments in that one. Boy, that was a treat.
Williams with the ball. Leonard picks him up. The kick out to Matthews. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game. And you know, one thing about Darren Williams, he used to get to the charity stripe at will. At the height of his career, he's averaging almost 6 free throws a game. The last couple seasons, he's been down around 3.
The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. Free throw, no good for Williams. San Antonio trailing here. And it's blocked, and they get it back. Here's Gasol. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Here is Williams. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Picked by Williams. Bogut dishes to Nowitzki. Shot clock at 5. Inside. Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got his first points of the game. And Clark, for Darren Williams, it clearly has the handle and the strength to get to the basket, but no longer the explosion that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, you know, he's had some ankle injuries, and that certainly is a part of that. And he's also in his 30s now, so largely a perimeter jump shooter, but still can impact the game with his deep shooting and playmaking.
Here's Williams, following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Out to the right wing. Nowitzki for 3. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Here's Williams, following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Williams against Parker. Williams kicks to Nowitzki. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Ginobili gets a wide open look. The Mavericks pull it in. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Lee's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Tony Parker. Spurs have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Barnes against Green. Aldridge kicks to Mills. Aldridge is screen. Mills passes to Ginobili. 6 on the shot clock. Lee dishes to Ginobili. Jacks up a 3. No good. The Mavericks trailing. It's Matthews on the wing, covered by Mills. Williams attacking. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
Some changes. Anderson, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Curry comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams. San Antonio with the ball.
And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA.
Nice job coming off that screen. Simmons got himself on the board with 3 there.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now, here's Curry. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Barea. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation.
Anderson against Ginobili. Doubled by Lee. Anderson up top. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And so it's San Antonio with it. Curry. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And the Spurs being the defending champions out west heading into last year, but they would end up 6th in the conference with a record of 55-27. Had a record of 32-20 against the rest of the West.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. They set the pick. Tries again. Here's Anderson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Anderson's got his first 2 points of the night.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
We knew the West was going to be wild and very competitive all season long last year, and the Spurs, Clark, epitomized just how crazy and tough things can be there.
Yeah, and with about 3 weeks left in the season, the Spurs were sitting in the 7th playoff spot. Then they go on a tear and win 11 games in a row to jump to to number 2. Finally lose one game, and they're all the way back to 6.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Spurs.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And he makes the first. Well, the Spurs, Greg, great at home last year. That's not surprising to anyone who's paid attention. We expect that. They're just so tough at home, year in and year out.
And Kevin, how about going 33-8 at home last season? And despite being the 6th seed, only the Hawks and Warriors, the 2 best records in the league, won more games at home. Hard to imagine you could be a 6th seed with that kind of success.
For the Spurs, it was all about being at home. That was a big part of how they went on the run. They won 20 of the last 22 games at home in that stretch, which vaulted them from the bottom of the playoff picture in the West to as high as the 2 seed.
Dallas moving the ball around. It's Anderson with the drive. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And the Spurs at home are so great because they just don't miss. I mean, 2nd in field goal percentage at home, shooting 49%. Also 2nd in 3-point percentage made at home with over 39%.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Mavs made the playoffs again last season. 14th playoff berth for them in the last 15 years, and only the San Antonio Spurs have made more, Greg, over that time frame.
Yeah, and they had a tough first-round opponent in the number 2 seed, Houston. A good old Texas tussle between the 2 and the 7 seeds.
He hits both from the stripe.
Yeah, and you know, the Mavs got bounced out by the Rockets in 5 games in round 1. They were able to avoid the sweep, but losing the first 3 was way too much to overcome.
In transition, here comes San Antonio. Mills has got the ball. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And for Dallas in the playoffs, really, it didn't help to have the Rondo drama going on at the time. Even if that hadn't happened, though, you got the feeling that they were overmatched against a red-hot Houston team.
And, you know, guys, Manu Ginobili's relationship with Greg Popovich has been really interesting over the years. In the beginning, Pop obviously had a rigid system. Ginobili played with a lot more freestyle and freewheeling nature. The 2 clashed heavily early on, as one might expect.
Getting back to Ginobili and Popovich, everyone thought Popovich would break Ginobili of his reckless ways, but in fact, you know this, it was the opposite.
You know, Pop recognized he had something special in Ginobili, and it ended up changing his own philosophy, I mean, which I think speaks to the greatness of Greg Popovich. I mean, he was quoted as saying, you know, he does things, Ginobili, that win games. It taught me to watch a little bit more and not be so micromanagement-like, and not sure Pop's ever said that about anybody else.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That is good from Ginobili.
Manu Ginobili is one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. That goes not just for the NBA, but any sport. I mean, a true competitor in every sense of the word.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. On the topic of Ginobili, he's the guy who, when things aren't going well for your team, takes things into his own hands. He takes over, tries to coordinate. His will to win is, as Greg Popovich will tell you, out of this world.
I mean, you know, he's not just physically tough, but as mentally tough as anybody arguably who's ever played the game. What a big-time performer and a big shot maker.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the third fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
Mavericks trail by 3. Now Barea. He had 10 points in the win against the Grizzlies in Memphis. And it's Curry at the elbow. And Anderson has it in the corner. To the inside. 4 on the shot clock. There's the bucket. Good. Powell's got his first points of the night. 1:56 left in the first quarter. San Antonio calls timeout. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Now, a short time ago, I had a chance to catch up with Greg Popovich. Coach said that even though this is the first meeting of the year, he didn't expect there to be much of a feeling out period between the teams. He said, listen, we have a group of guys that can all score and do it in a hurry. I expect us to come right at them and test their defense early on. They'll definitely be on the attack, guys.
Thanks for filling us in there, Doris. Thank you so much. Getting their offense sorted out is the priority here, guys.
And that's what typically drives them. So no big surprise there. They'll be expending most of their energy at the offensive end.
Well, I tell you what, they better save some of that energy for D. I don't care how much you score. At some point, you got to stop some people, too.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014, but he spent pretty much the entire season on the pod.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys earn their minutes. You know, he doesn't care if he took you in the first round or if you're an undrafted free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
And both free throws good for Anderson.
You know, talking about Kyle Anderson, he's a bit of a polarizing prospect, has a multifaceted skill set. I mean, excellent court vision, outstanding length, doesn't have elite athleticism, absolutely needs to get stronger, but he's got a lot of game. Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
San Antonio leading. And here's Mills. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
And, guys, getting back to Kyle Anderson, not a fit for every system. I mean, he's a guy who needs the ball in his hands to be effective, and he's much more of a facilitator than a finisher at this stage.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And Mills kicks to Anderson. There's 57 seconds left in the first quarter. Shot's good by Mills. Mills has got his first 3 points of the game.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
The shot by Powell, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Ginobili. Can't hit. AT that time from Curry.
And although not a block officially, it might as well have been his ability to react and alter the shot.
Greg, I don't think there was any doubt about it. His defense threw him off on that shot.
Pau Gasol is checked in for Manu Ginobili. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for the Mavericks. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Curry. And that one goes long.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Fast break. Here we go. Mills with the steal. Pushing it up. And he makes good on the layup. Mills has got 5 now.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Spurs up 6. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And we had the chance to catch up with Greg Popovich, and he talked about how he felt Tony Parker ranks among the league's best point guards. Pop breaking it down and telling it like it is as usual, Clark. You got to love having a guy like that as your coach.
Without question. I mean, you have no idea how huge that is for a player to get that kind of support and backing from his coach. Is Tony Parker a great all-star and champion? In my book, absolutely, without question. But would he have reached that level without Greg Popovich as his coach? I think even Tony would tell you, probably not.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Not much room to operate offensively, but defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
On the floor for Dallas, they've got Nowitzki. Williams is out there with Matthews. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Bogut in at the 5 spot. It's Williams with the drive. Bank shot, no good.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Last season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
Green, no luck.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
And he gets it to go. Barnes has got himself on the board with 3 there.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Parker double teamed. Here's Leonard, and it's good in the assist by Parker. Parker's got 5 assists in the game. Mavericks trail by 7. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Williams, a screen on Green. Matthews with it. He's picked up by Parker. Nobody near Barnes. Can't hit. So the Spurs will take it the other way. They're off to Denver after this game as they apply their skills at the Pepsi Center. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Nowitzki a screen. Left side Williams. An easy layup after coming off the pit. Williams has got 6.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Leonard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Barnes can't get it to go.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you can test his shots every time down the floor. Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Huh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, yes, huge. So he gets them both. Kawhi Leonard, with another great season last year, earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
Dallas calls timeout.
And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Olajuwon.
Mavericks trail by 11. Matthews with it. Now Green defending. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a car for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team. Wes Matthews, a hard-nosed player on the wing. Strong frame, and he really does put it to good use at both ends.
No free throws good from Matthews. Speaking of Matthews' strength, he really gets into you defensively.
Yeah, he wants to make you feel it. I mean, very physical. And offensively, he likes to post up and back down weaker, smaller defenders. I mean, you give him that mismatch, he will attack it with vigor.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for San Antonio. Nowitzki against Leonard. Leonard draws the double outside Aldridge. It's Ginobili with the drive. It's deflected. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession. And here are the Mavericks now. They trail by 9 points. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity here, guys, to get on each other's bad side. I mean, if they weren't already. Should make for some fairly high drama.
Trying to get open is Nowitzki. And Matthews gets it to go. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Leonard, and it's good in the assist by Parker. 10 points for Kawhi Leonard.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
And Matthews kicks to Williams. Hangs in the air, and it's sent back by Aldridge.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Williams with a clean look. Drops one in from the wing. Williams has got 8. Spurs leading by 7. Now here's Parker. Leonard attacking. The shot is off. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. It's stolen by Green. Parker up top. Only one man back on D. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim. Knew he was going to get hit and still was able to finish.
The Spurs have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
Nowitzki with the screen on Parker. Williams kicks to Nowitzki. Leonard with the steal. In transition, here come the Spurs. And there's Ginobili. That's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Green against Matthews. Tipped away. It's stolen by Green. Parker against Williams. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Aldridge's screen. Green dishes to Ginobili. And the shot no good, a bit short.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Williams kicks to Matthews. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Parker. It's good. It's his 2nd basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, you know, the Mavs made the playoffs last season, but they really had a hard time against the rest of the Western Conference contenders, in part because they struggled defensively. Offensively, they were pretty good, but they didn't quite come up with enough stops when they needed them.
Greg, you talked about what the Mavs did, how they played against the West, 29-23 record against the rest of the conference.
Yeah, but Kevin, it's a little misleading, the win total. I mean, if you look at the Mavs against the teams that they compare themselves to, which are the playoff teams in the West, they were only 10-18 over the course of the season.
Good point. A different look for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Curry comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Williams. Mavericks trail by 14. Outside Curry. Powell, the pass to Barnes. Hills with the steal. Here's Simmons, guarded by Barea. Nobody near Leonard. Off target from 3-point range. The Mavericks have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Curry dishes to Powell. Down low, and it's Barnes slamming it down.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
It's stolen by Curry. Now, here's Barea. T right on him. Down low. Here's Mejri. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on David Lee.
There are certain things, guys, that you can always count on in life. Death, taxes, and, of course, the Spurs winning 50 games in the regular season. Happened for the 16th straight season last year.
The Mavericks have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8. That free throw, no good. Well, keeping in mind the Spurs have won 50 games or more for many years in a row, Greg, there are teams out there who can drive cars who have not even seen the Spurs not win 50 games, at least in a year.
And the way the Spurs keep on building this team, it's not as if that streak's going to end anytime soon. Those kids might have a chance to vote and do much more before they fail to see the Spurs win 50 games. And we've seen Dallas just be fantastic since the start of the new millennium. Year in and year out, they seem to always win 50 games. Hit that mark again last season.
Now here's Barea, covered by Mills. Barea kicks to Powell. Dallas moving it around. Curry gets the bucket. Well, last season they won 50, Greg, as you just said. That marked Clark the 12th time. It happened since 2000.
Well, clearly this franchise has been committed to winning. I mean, you hear that from a lot of franchises, but they often aren't willing to take the risk that the Mavericks take. The Mavs do a good job of putting their money where their mouth is.
Barea with him. Leonard picks him up. Pass to Powell. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Yeah, just used his strength there to get the post position without much fight from the defense.
Yeah, I think he's got to do a much better job next time of just bodying up. Get some muscle into him. And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Curry kicks to Powell. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but looks like they're putting it together right now.
Dallas making a switch here. Bogut's checked in. The Mavericks have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. The free throw drops for Powell. So it's the Spurs now. They've led by as many as 14 points. Passes it to Leonard. Shoots from the right block. It's rebounded by Dallas. Anderson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Barea kicks to Curry. They get it back.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
Leonard kicks to Lee. To the right side. Now here's Mills. Guarded by Barea. 5 on the clock. That drops. Anderson's got 6. Mavericks trail by 9. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Now when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
That free throw good from Barea. And guys, what a spark plug J.J. Barea has been throughout his career. When he comes in the game, you can feel the lift. We saw a couple games against Houston in the playoffs. Saw it back in 2011 in the championship season for the Mavs.
That's a great point. I mean, he has an energizing effect on his teammates, the fans, and the announcers. I mean, he just brings so much spirit and hustle to the games. Very hard not to root for a guy like that.
For me, my favorite memory of Barea, his outstanding postseason in 2011. The Mavericks had to get through the Lakers and the Heat to win their first championship. And Barea broke down those defenses by screaming to the hoop every chance he got. Actually, he squirted to the hoop.
And getting back to Barea's contributions against the Lakers back in 11, Barea led a fourth-quarter comeback in Game 2 to help the Mavs win. Big swing in that series. And then after the game, Kobe Bryant said that Barea kicked our you-know-what. And ultimately, Barea helped the Mavs go on to win their only championship.
First free throw is good. For a while, the Spurs were viewed as a slow-it-down team from their championships almost a decade ago. That isn't the case at all anymore, though.
You know, I think it took the viewing public quite a while to catch on, though, Kevin, because now most people look at the Spurs as one of the more exciting brands of basketball in our league. Just watching one game of them, and now you know that is the case.
You know, for the Spurs playing up-tempo, I mean, they made that adjustment several years back, to their credit. Since then, they've been one of the more up-tempo and offensive-minded teams in the league.
And it's out of bounds. Nice touch by Curry.
And this has been a comedy of errors. I mean, you can just add another one to the list.
Spurs leading by 9.
And some stats to kind of back up the Spurs playing that up-tempo style. They led the league last year in distance traveled as a team. Their players would cover almost 18 miles per game played. That tells you there's tremendous ball movement, but more importantly, body movement. And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have any.
And both free throws good for Mills. Well, back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
Curry passes to Barea. Just 4 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And here's Anderson for 3. Here's Powell. Rejected by Gasol. Spurs leading by 11. There's the dish to Simmons. Inside from 10 feet out. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long Clark as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
Free throw drops for Gasol.
And with Powell, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 points and 15 rebounds.
Both free throws good from Gasol.
And a final point, guys, with Powell's career game. It's crazy to think that he did it while not being the first offensive option. I mean, he had been the go-to guy with his time in Memphis for so long.
Dallas moving it around. Bogut dishes to Powell. Gasol with the steal. It's stolen by Curry. It's Anderson with the drive. Anderson with the ball. Last game we saw him score 13. Gasol a screen. 5 to shoot. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Anderson's got 4 this quarter.
Good display of physicality by Gasol to set that shot up.
Curry kicks to Bogut. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that 2-hand.
Now here's Mills. He's tightly guarded. Screen by Lee. Out left to the wing. Gasol wide open. He fires. And it comes off the front of the rim.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now here's Barea, covered by Mills. Curry wide open. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Curry's got 9.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
The 3 from Mills, and he gets it to go.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Curry outside. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do right there, Greg, and the timing was right on time.
And so we wrap up the first half. Spurs lead by 10. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Tony, you guys have seemed to be in a good groove lately. Taking a broader look at the season, what's important for this team to have success this year?
To stay healthy. I like our chances this year. Our young guys got a lot of experience, and we play good basketball right now, so hopefully we can stay healthy and play good at the end of the season.
Tony, thank you as always. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He ended up with 15 points and 1 steal. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played? And over to Kenny. Let's get your insights on Dallas.
Well, it's good to be physical but there's a line that you don't want to cross. You can't constantly give up free throw chances by fouling guys too aggressively. You have to get back in this game by staying poised, smart, and avoid fouling.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
And now, your Spurs. The second half just about to get going here.
Leonard has been playing really well. 15 points and a steal.
And guys, he's been making play after play on both ends of the floor.
No let up in him, and that's mindset. That's not just physical tenacity, but that's a mental tenacity, too, that he brings to the court.
San Antonio with the ball. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Gasol. And at the 5, controlling the pace. That's the San Antonio 5. Mavericks trail by 10. Matthews goes in.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Nowitzki against Leonard. Shot clock at 6. Another miss by Leonard. Dallas shooting 43% for the game. Williams passes to Matthews. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Matthews has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Mavs. And Aldridge slams it in.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risks to see if they can cut that lead down.
And, guys, it's been a slow decline for Darren Williams the last few seasons. Once considered an elite point guard, he just doesn't have that stature any longer.
Well, for Williams, Greg, in his decline, his field goal percentage dropped to below 40% last season. Clark, I never thought I'd see the day with that.
Those were the worst offensive numbers since his rookie season. I mean, he had the game that you thought would carry him past his athletic prime, but that might not be the case the way those numbers look.
And he sinks the second. Here's Parker. He shoots again. It's rebounded by Dallas. Matthews has got his third rebound on the night. Over in the corner, Barnes. Dallas moving the ball around. Matthews dishes to Williams. Outside Matthews. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Barnes for 3. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
Green kicks to Aldridge. Trains the three-pointer. Aldridge has got 13.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Matthews into the lane. Over in the corner, Barnes. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. And that'll be his third foul so far.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
He just continues to light him up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his points.
And the Mavericks call time here. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, in Dirk Nowitzki, you start to wonder if he's the best foreign-born player ever. Of course, you have a lot of competition for that distinction. I mean, you got Hakeem, Nash, Parker, just to name a few.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Yeah, it's good to see him with this free throw percentage up over 80.
Guys, I like that this is a part of his game that has really been consistent this year.
And back to the topic of Nowitzki as the greatest foreign-born player ever. I think Hakeem Olajuwon, Clark, is really his only challenger.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I'd keep Hakeem at the top of that list just because of his presence and impact at both ends of the floor. But Dirk, clearly one of the all-time greats in NBA history.
Both free throws good from Nowitzki.
And how about last year, Dirk Nowitzki jumping to 7th all-time in scoring. I mean, passing the great Moses Malone for that spot, and he surely will keep climbing this season. Shots are just flowing from him right now, having a really strong quarter.
A great 1-2 punch, beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Boy, you got to love that assist by Darren Williams.
Spurs leading by 10. Well, with Nowitzki passing Malone, and the scoring is great. We're just talking about Clark. You know, this is a guy that obviously has Hall of Fame written all over.
No question about it. First ballot in my mind. And he's got a game that stands the test of time because it's not predicated on athleticism. It's all skill-based.
And it's stolen by Green. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it, the fast break chance. And that one's good. 17 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
And Gasol sends it back, and they'll keep possession. Here's Barnes, second chance shot, and it's good on the way in. Barnes has got 7 points.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
From 13, nice D from Nowitzki. Mavericks trail by 10. To the paint, it's deflected. Leonard with the steal, and a fast break now for the Spurs. Green inside, covered by Barnes. Matthews with the steal. He kicks it to Nowitzki. There's the 3. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Parker passes to Green. Now Gasol. He's got 8. Parker outside. 5 on the clock. The offensive rebound. Leonard. Some solid D from Nowitzki.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Green against Williams. It's Matthews on the wing. Dallas, no good that time either.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Otto Ginobili's checked in for the Spurs. Spurs leading by 10. Parker dishes to Aldridge. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right.
Good possession there, resulting in the easy one down low.
San Antonio's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Shot clock at 6. And Aldridge slams it in.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Outside Williams. Over in the corner, Barnes. The shot, no good. Nice D from Ginobili.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Green kicks to Leonard. Parker with him. Matthews covering. And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That's his third foul of the game. And some changes here for the Spurs. David Lee checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Anderson comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. On defense, Dallas. It's a 13-point game. Lee, that's good.
In an area where Dallas struggled last season was defending the three-pointer. A lot of their losses came against teams that just took them apart from beyond the arc.
And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
His eyes just simply light up when he gets that close to the bucket. And you just know what he's going to do with the basketball.
Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely. Puts it up from 12. No good from Lee.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
Right side Curry. Nowitzki kicks to Barea. Mills with the steal. 4-on-3 break. Fires for three. Powell pulls it in. Mavericks trail by 13. Barea, the pass to Powell. Feeds it to Nowitzki. Takes it off the glass. Nowitzki's got 14 points for the game.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof.
Again, the miss by the Spurs. Dallas has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Nowitzki a screen. Curry dishes to Nowitzki. Kicks to Powell. Dallas moving it around. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
2 shots.
That free throw good from Barea. San Antonio making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. And Dallas with a change here too. Andrew Bogut checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. And both free throws good for Barea.
You know, for so long, the NBA has had 12-minute quarters. In last year's preseason, they began experimenting with the 10-minute quarters. Players seem to like it, but it would be a huge change philosophically in terms of how the game is played.
He dishes it to Bogut. Down low, Lee with the steal. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Looking at the Mavericks over the last 10 games, Kevin, this is how they compare to the rest of the league. First in steals, second in free throw percentage, and they're a top 10 team in three-point shooting.
And you mentioned their steals. I mean, it's great defensive anticipation that has them at the top of the rankings. They've been tremendous at reading the offense and getting into those passing lanes.
It's Ginobili with the drive. Good. Ginobili's got 5 now. And Clark, with the 10-minute quarters, the players felt like they were fresher during the game. Still, removing 8 minutes from an NBA game does have huge consequence.
Well, we must remember it's being experimented with right now, so keep that in mind. They also talked about shortening the preseason and doing other things to keep players fresher during the year. I like the thought process.
Spurs leading by 13. Here's Simmons. He's got 5. Ginobili outside. Anderson, a screen on Anderson. Dishes to Anderson. Mavericks with the rebound.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Here's Powell, and Ginobili pulls it down. Ginobili's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. The feed to Simmons, puts it up from 12. That falls, nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Simmons got 7.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists. Boy, that's a really nice feed by J.J. Barea.
San Antonio's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And now Barea running the floor all by himself. Here's Anderson. Good D by Lee.
This is definitely a day he'd like to forget. He just hasn't had the energy or the intensity to get it done out there. He's still scoreless.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Screen by Bogut. Curry kicks to Bogut. The shot is off. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. 1:03 left here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Simmons. Drills it from outside. Simmons got 10.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's key to this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
And here's Barea. He has 6. Here's Powell. Rebounded by the Spurs. Lee's got his 5th rebound in this one. Now here's Mills, guarded by Barea. Anderson lays it up and banks it in. 10 points for him.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Anderson passes to Barea. There's the double team with Ginobili. It's Anderson with the drive. Can't hit from in close.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
And here's Mills from the arc. Another shot. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
At the line for your Spurs, David Lee.
The first one falls. Both teams will make substitutions. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Powell. Up in time. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And at the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Spurs out in front, running away with it. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Mavericks shooting around 41% on the night. On the floor for Dallas starting the 4th quarter here. They've got Harrison Barnes. Matthews out there with Darren Williams. Then there's Nowitzki. 3 from Matthews. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 4th rebound in this one. Parker dishes to Leonard.
And it seems every season we see a player try and play through an injury. Sometimes it provides a boost with heroics, but it can lead to serious damage long term. It's a common practice we see, and some guys are pretty cavalier about it.
Gasol's gone 2 for 5, shooting 40% from the field here. Williams kicks to Nowitzki. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
San Antonio leading by 20. Parker outside. Pass to Green. back to Parker. Launches it. Shot is off.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Nowitzki a screen. They set the pick. Matthews. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Leonard sets a screen for Parker. And it's Leonard at the elbow, the 17-footer. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Mavericks trail by 18. And now the fast break. Matthews with the ball. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Dallas. Here is Matthews. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
And, guys, nice to see Bogut out there given all the injuries that he's had to overcome in his career. Just glad to see him at full strength.
You know, Bogut, as I recall, Clark was so distraught by those injuries that at one point he thought he might retire.
Yeah, he gave some serious thought to packing it in after the 2013 season, Kevin. Luckily for his team, though, he worked through it and is as strong as ever at the defensive end.
Good on the second free throw. And despite some of the injuries over the years, Andrew Bogut still one of the game's best shot blockers, averaging well over 2.5 a game in his career. And Greg, he protects the rim like few others can. A rugged player.
And in last season, almost 3 block shots per game. And with all the offensive firepower around him, I think it really allows him to play to his strengths. That's why having a great team is about pieces of the puzzle fitting. He's a terrific piece for this group.
San Antonio leading by 15. Outside Gasol. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's 10 points for Pau Gasol.
And getting back to Bogut, people forget he's a pretty good athlete. The reason he was drafted #1 overall way back when was because of his insane combination of size and movement skills. That's why he remains one of the excellent shot blockers in the league today.
The shot is good from Nowitzki.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch. And when you talk about Bogut, I think the Warriors' incredible regular season inspired him. He didn't have to be the star. He just had to anchor that D. Sometimes when you give a guy a specific task to be the best at, that's when he delivers the most.
San Antonio calls timeout. A nice bounce back year for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
He could have tipped it home, but he wanted to give this crowd something to remember.
Dynamic work right there. Throw down that rebound.
Yes, sir.
And no need there, guys, to throw that one back out. Just go ahead and handle your business. I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
And that one's good. 6 points for Parker.
They're perfectly content to keep going to that mid-range jumper. If the defense is going to give it to them, they'll take it all day.
And it's about getting open looks, and they've used that shot with great effect here tonight.
Barnes passes to Matthews. Takes it from 10, and the bank shot is good.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Nowitzki playing very well. 8 rebounds, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. They don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
Both free throws good from Nowitzki. Now here's Parker. Outside Green. Outside Gasol. Back to Green. 6 to shoot. Leonard on the wing. That's short off the rim.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Nowitzki with it. Leonard picks him up. Matthews, no good. Spurs leading by 15. Leonard kicks to Green. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
Shooting for San Antonio, Daniel Green. At the line for two.
No good on the free throw. And he's good on the second. Mavericks trail by 16. Outside Williams. Crafty move, and Parker with the block. Green against Matthews. Matthews with the steal. Barnes with it. The pass to Matthews. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Matthews has got 6 in the quarter.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
It's Gasol missing. The Mavericks have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Matthews goes in. Nowitzki outside. From the arc. They get the rebound. A second chance effort. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
At the line for the Spurs, Andrew Bogut. At the line for two.
He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good. Now Parker. He feeds it to Leonard. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now.
Here's Parker. It's rebounded by Dallas. Bogut's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And get on Williams.
Matthews into the lane. And stolen by Aldridge. And here is Parker. Pass to Leonard. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season. But he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
Shooting two. Shooting two.
And he makes the first. And Aldridge postponing that thumb injury surgery, even though they said it might double his eventual recovery time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty admirable that he was out there because he wasn't just playing in pain. He was playing hurt. That shows you his commitment to winning.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Green. He doesn't get the second one.
And how about Harrison Barnes, the Black Falcon? I mean, he was a high school phenom in Ames, Iowa, and a lottery pick back in 2012 after 2 seasons at Carolina. And remember also in high school, he was a teammate of Dougie McBuckets.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Williams. Spurs leading by 14. Parker outside. Outside Gasol. From 12 feet out. Misses off the left iron. Harrison Barnes, of course, went to North Carolina. Grew up as a huge fan of former Tar Heel Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you know, interesting. His mother started taping Jordan's games on the VCR years before he was born. His given name, Harrison Bryson Jordan Barnes. How about that for a factoid?
I didn't know that.
Nor did I.
Here's Nowitzki. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Gasol. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Parker. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And so here is Dallas. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Passes it to Nowitzki. Connects on the 17-footer. Nowitzki's got 16 here in the second half.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
There's the pick. Parker outside. Gasol dishes to Parker. Back to Gasol. 4 on the clock. Here's Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And that's now 24 points for Aldridge.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Barea kicks to Nowitzki. That's down the hatch. Notch one more to his total. That's 9 for 15 shooting.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. Leonard with the ball. Guarded now by Barnes. Leonard, no luck.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try the leaner.
Now here's Barea, guarded closely. Nowitzki with the screen on Parker. Off the screen. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Dirk Nowitzki.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Matthews passes to Barnes. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. San Antonio leading by 10. Ginobili dishes to Parker. Gasol, a screen on Matthews. Goes up the baseline, and that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 26.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Dallas calls timeout.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assist and points per game totals since his rookie year, but he fought through like the champion that he is.
Daniel Green is checked in for Manu Ginobili. Mavericks trail by 12. Last year, a big challenge for Tony Parker. He was in his 14th season, obviously. Every great player needs to transform his game as he gets on in age. Clark, we've seen it with the great ones. Parker did put up the highest three-point percentage of his career last year.
And he also ran the offense with tremendous poise and professionalism and cut down the turnover average as well, the lowest of his career.
Up top, Barea, covered by Parker. Barea kicks to Nowitzki. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
Green against Bogut. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
At the line for your Spurs, Daniel Green. Taking 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Green. Deron Williams checked in for Dallas. And both free throws good for Green. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth. Here's Williams. Nowitzki with the screen on Parker. To the right side. Here's Barnes. Shot clock at 6. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12. Now here's Parker. And stolen by Deron Williams.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Spurs.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Yeah, I like the discipline, the self-control, and the patience, Kevin.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
Your hope is to take charge of a season series by winning that first game. This will put them up 1-0 with 3 games still left to play this year against the Mavericks.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Aldridge. He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
First one falls for him.
Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a 2nd-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
And so Gasol nails them both. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. The difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. And Simmons kicks to Gasol. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Mills from the arc. It's rebounded by Dallas. The dish to Powell. Williams for 3. Off target. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, LaMarcus, a fine performance for you individually, and it certainly seemed like this team was working well together. What was the key to that?
Playing defense. I thought in the second half, our defense was, a whole lot better. I thought, I played well up there too. So, I just went to work tonight.
LaMarcus, great job. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now we send you to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who's standing by in our studio.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LaMarcus Aldridge. He simply had a dominant third quarter, and it quickly became apparent he wanted to exert his control over the tempo of the game.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
Well, his ability to get into the paint and get to the rim was deadly. For a guy who's mainly a perimeter shooter, it was remarkable how many of his points came right at the bucket.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.